Okay, special welcome to today's podcast. I am excited again to be in conversation with none other than Talifan. Talifan, welcome to the podcast again.
Appreciate you, Sarah. You've been powerful, and I like chatting with you. You represent Africa, so yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate those kind words. And
yeah.
congratulations on all the achievements that,
Just
you've
recently been
been.
awarded top
Yes.
entrepreneur of the year
Talk to us
2021.
about that.
It feels good. 2021, I ran I thought I would be in top entrepreneur in 2021, but it didn't come right. I think the judges didn't hear me. They didn't realize that I mean what I was saying. They needed time. Now I think we've turned unbelievers to believers. Why it happened is because we are growing in the continent, and we are developing technologies that are digitally transforming companies to be more technologically inclined, to start moving easier and start automating their processes of working, because they were more manual. Just for example, think about that mining company that does a lot of reporting manual, and they take three weeks to report. It takes long to make a decision. But if you have a system that connects all different parts of department, and maybe you've got an IoT or a system that is in all those departments that is connecting information, now you've got integrated information coming in real time, and you can have a dashboard that you can present any day and do planning. Helps companies make wise, better, data-driven decisions.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I know that before our recording, we were just talking about the vision that we both have for Africa. In fact, when I started my business, the vision was to actually use technology to connect Africa. And it's amazing that 14 years later, I'm actually living the reality. We're serving clients in Botswana, in Zambia, and recently into Kenya. And I know that you've also penetrated into the African continent. Let's just spend a little bit of time talking about that. How does a business penetrate the African continent?
I think the mindset first, because we've been programmed that Zim is another part of the world. Zim is the same house, it's just the next door. It doesn't take any barricade to move to Zim. You just need a passport, just like you need an ID in South Africa. If we can get that mind out to know that continental 54 countries are in one house and different rooms. To move to another room, you just need to open your door and get to another one. That's it. Now, how do you get into that different country? Paperwork. Organize your paperwork, send them, connect to what their laws. Every country have their own laws, but work with their standards and how they work. If you're doing everything good here, they'll be able to accept you. Botswana is one of the difficult countries to get in, but how are we now existing and fully registered is because we've done everything through paper. And to get into the country and operating it, there is not a problem when you are fully registered. I think I think the mindset that we don't have to get all papers right, and it makes us fear that we can get into another country and operate. But our Botswana branch, our individual company is operating and doing so well that we're planning to maximize, and it's easier now to migrate because we have a team in Zambia, Kenya, and now we're trying to get into Rwanda. So you'll see in end of October, I'm in Rwanda.
Awesome. So do you just want to talk to us about what that journey was? You started as, a small business in South Africa, and now you are actually expanding into other African countries. What has that journey been like for you?
So let me start from top level.
Yes,
top level,
please.
I've always been inspired by powerful leaders who have walked their journey. I don't know if you know Kwame Nkrumah. I don't know if you know Marcus Garvey.
Big fan of them. I'm an activist at heart.
You see what I mean? Mansa Musa.
Yeah.
These are leaders who pathfinded the journey for us. And if we study them, we will know how to move in the continent. If you've got a mindset of Mansa Musa and knowing how he moved in the Middle East and moved and supplied gold and salt in different parts of globally, how difficult it is for us now. When I'm studying analytics, advertising, mentally, I needed to start something that can operate outside tenders. It's a solution. Money follows solution. It's a solution that works outside your systematic governments that is helping you. Because when I'm building analytics, I've never walked in the corridors and I say, I need funding. I said, I need tenders. I just solved the problem. And then the tenders and the everything else started following me. So I'm in a position where my business operates in the UAE, operates in New York. We've got clients in New York. We've got clients in Estonia now. Why I'm saying this is the mindset first, and your horizon, your geographical presence has to expand from where you're living in. So when we building a solution, even though it's starting as small and starting in a small region, small province, the solution can work in any country. So to get into Botswana, it's easy because the same solution is the same. A lot of companies who are still struggling with manual data or systems that are still very much legacy and behind, they're still struggling with sales and marketing, is still very much thumb sucking to drive marketing. You want to determine the next potential sales or look at your existing market through data. And we had opportunity to exist there. And everything we're doing is as easy as breathing. You can breathe in any country. So just like solving the problem, you can solve in any country. That's what made it possible to exist. And through partners, collaboration, now I'm here with you. This is how it works. We work together. We give our hearts out and gifts and skills.
Beautiful and so powerful. We are now going to bring this to a close because we just wanted to give a short and powerful synopsis of how somebody gets into the African continent and how people expand. And I love that whole mindset that you bring in, that, it's not all about, waiting for the government or getting tenders from the government, but, using the resources that you have to actually go out there and solve a problem. And I think that should be the message to the youth, that you shouldn't wait for funding. You shouldn't wait for tenders. Just if you have a problem that you want to solve and you've got a solution, then just get started. My business as well, we've never had funding. It's just been out there presenting the solution to the problem that exists, and you acquire clients as you go on.
Yes. Yeah. They say Africa is blessed with problems.
Exactly.
If you understand it like that, you will know how to put yourself in a position of solution. We are blessed with problems. If you were in first world countries, a lot of problems are solved. You don't even know where to start because a lot of things are, you've got electricity problem. Where do you start? How do you, if you put yourself there, by definition, 5-10 years, you are successful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's close the conversation. Any parting shots for the listeners?
I want to be remembered as somebody who went out of the status quo, out of the matrix. And regardless of what we were told when we were young and people trying to barricade us mentally, I've never fallen under pressure. I want to be remembered for somebody who always pushed boundaries, always increased the bar higher, always tested myself to see if it's possible. And I can assure you, coming from where I'm coming from, we didn't have a platform. But as I continue dreaming and I continue putting solution in as a dream, over time it gets better, and I know that most of us live in fear. We don't believe anything can be done, What I want to remind everyone is success is a representation of faith. And if you put yourself in a position of applying faith, somehow God will meet you halfway.
Beautiful. And on that note, I will say have a fantastic day. And until we have our next conversation, Talifan, keep flying. Super proud of you.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you. Let's keep working.